Thanks, Mark. My name is Bill Rollin. Let's get right into this edition of the Hatter Sports Report. Coming in off of a very late run, the Hatters boys soccer team had a conference showdown against Battle of the Border rival Upper Moreland in a stretch in which they had not given up a goal in 3 straight games.
In the Hatboro-Horsham Upper Moreland boys soccer game, Hatboro-Horsham honored their seniors with a pregame ceremony involving their family and friends. In the first half of the game, it was an even matchup until freshman Danny Bateman came up big, scoring his first goal of the night against Upper Moreland, giving Hatboro-Horsham the 1-0 lead in the middle of the first half. Hatboro-Horsham strikes early and very quickly in the second half, here on the goal scored by senior Joe LaRouche, giving Hatboro-Horsham the 2-0 lead on senior night. Stephen Doney on this excellent block here, preserving the shutout yet again for Hatboro-Horsham. And Hatboro-Horsham is looking to extend their 4th consecutive shutout streak with Stephen Doney in the net. Going over back to freshman Danny Bateman again, cuts right through the defense there. Nice hook shot, as you see here, and he gives Hatboro-Horsham the 3-0 lead with a little over 22 minutes remaining in the second half. Still in the second half here, Danny Bateman with the assist from his older brother Colin Bateman gets his 3rd goal of the game, the hat trick, and gives Hatboro-Horsham yet another goal on the board, making it 4-0. In the second half. See the setup there, beautiful setup there by Colin Bateman, and Danny Bateman coming in on the right-hand side, giving HH the 4-0 lead. Hatboro-Horsham defeated Upper Rollin 4-0, moved up to 10-1-2 overall, and tied up Dublin with the 7-0-2 record in SOL play.
Congratulations, gentlemen, with your 4th consecutive shutout. The boys soccer team would make the PIAA Quad A playoffs. However, suffered a first-round loss against Owen J. Roberts. The boys finished with an overall record of 12-4-3, with a 9-2-3 American Conference record, their best in several years. A Hatboro-Horsham tradition for all sports teams is to have a pink game to support breast cancer awareness. Early in October, the Lady Hatter soccer team held their annual game against conference opponent Wissahickon in a very tight match.
Lady Hatters varsity soccer team took on the Wissahickon Trojans in their annual pink game. Let's take a look at the highlights. We start off with Wissahickon's Alexis Smith as she gets the first goal for the Trojans in the 14th. Later in the first half, Wissahickon goes back to Alexis Smith as she goes from the left-hand side, just getting it past Miranda Royds for Wissahickon's 2nd goal of the game. Extremely late in the second half of the game, Hatboro-Horsham would get on the board with this goal by Lauren Kim. Great play here, really heads up by Lauren Kim. She sneaks that one right past the Wissahickon defense, getting Hatboro-Horsham's only goal, making it a 2-1 game. The Wissahickon Lady Trojans defeated the Hatboro-Horsham Hatters 2-1 as Hatboro-Horsham falls to 5-6-3 in Suburban 1 American Conference standing.
A tough loss for the Lady Hatters in this one. However, they did have a chance to make the playoffs. This year, underdog Quakertown won the conference, while the Lady Hatters placed in 4th, 2 games out of a playoff spot. Good luck next year, ladies. Senior night is always a special event for all athletes, but the sisterhood of the Lady Hatters field hockey team made this an especially emotional one. 4 years ago in the 2013-2014 season, the now seniors, which were then freshmen, helped the team make it to the state playoffs. This year, the team features 2 Division I lacrosse prospects and many other talented players. Let's dive into the festivities.
Last home game of the year for the Lady Hatters field hockey team, taking on North Penn for senior night. Here we see Gabby Acker's poster as she committed to Temple University to play lacrosse in the 2017-2018 academic year. As well as another Division I commit, Caitlin Wallace committed to Penn State to play Division I lacrosse as well. And those 2 girls celebrating their senior night will soon be rivals in the Division I NCAA program. Hatters on the field before the start of the game. Last home game of the year for the Hatters. North Penn started off a fair. North Penn leads off. Great shot right down the right side. Liz Wilburn just could not get a hold on that one. And North Penn quickly goes up on the board 1-0. Later also in the first half of play, North Penn with this outstanding goal high into the net, making it 2-0. At the end of the first half, they would make it an 8-0 game. Here's a great block here by Liz Wilburn, just getting her foot in time there. Great block again by Liz Wilburn. In the second half of play, Caitlin Wallace on this corner gives it over to Gabby Acker. Nice movement here. Drops back, gets it right into the net, and she gets Hatboro-Horsham's first of 2 goals on the evening. The other one was by fellow senior Courtney Hewish. Again, the final score for this one, North Penn 8, Hatboro-Horsham 2.
North Penn had the Lady Hatters down early, but with those 2 goals in the second half, Hatboro-Horsham made the best out of the senior night. Congratulations to Caitlin Wallace and Gabby Acker, who will be playing Division I lacrosse. With Kate playing at Penn State and Gabby at Temple, we look forward to seeing them back on the turf in the spring. With the Hatters football team only having 4 home games on the schedule this season, and one of those games being a forfeit win against Springfield due to the injuries plaguing the Spartans, the Hatters faithful haven't had many opportunities to see their boys in action at home. But on the last home game of the season, and a win meaning playoff implications, HH celebrated the seniors from the marching unit, color guard, football team, and cheerleading squad. Enjoy the highlights.
It's senior night for the Hatboro-Horsham High School football team as they take on Suburban 1 League American rival Upper Dublin. The final home game at Hatboro-Horsham High School Stadium. Let's take a look at the highlights. We start off in the first quarter of play. Upper Dublin on this touchdown, quickly getting the 14-0 lead over the Hatters. Upper Dublin got this touchdown courtesy of a 46-yard rush before a couple of quick passes, showing how much power their offense truly has. Also in the first half, Hatboro-Horsham gets their first touchdown on the ground, courtesy of Anthony Kwantanowski, giving HH a score, making it the 14-7 ball game. The Hatters offense was led by Chris Edwards, as on this play, he finds traffic, drops back in the slot, clears 37 yards in the air to find Brandon Cruz. Ball would be spotted on the 2-yard line. Good job by Brandon Cruz keeping that ball in bounds. After the 37-yard reception by Brandon Cruz, Hatters offense led by Chris Edwards yet again as Chris Edwards rolls out to his right and runs in for the touchdown, making it a 21-14 game. Late in the third quarter, Upper Dublin's Naeem Huff runs for this 46-yard touchdown, and gives the Upper Dublin Cardinals the 28-14 lead. Early in the fourth quarter, Chris Edwards drops back in the pocket, finds number 6, Calvin Bronis, who gets the leaping catch and gets closer to Upper Dublin, making it 28-21. And unfortunately, in the fourth quarter, Upper Dublin put up 14 points, starting with this touchdown here, putting the Hatters down again into a 14-point deficit. Hatboro-Horsham would unfortunately lose this one, 42-21.
Yet another tough loss. Hatboro-Horsham did not make the PIAA 6A playoffs. However, there was a thriller which could have been exciting. Throughout the game, Cheltenham was beating Plymouth Whitemarsh, and with the Plymouth Whitemarsh loss, Hatboro-Horsham would have been in playoff contention. The boys finished off their regular season on the road against Cheltenham with a 35-14 win. The next game for the Hatters would be on Thanksgiving, depending on Upper Moreland and their playoff schedule in the PIAA 5A bracket. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me on this episode of the Hatters Sports Report. We'll see you next time on HHTV.